Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I'm here today to do part 2 to my Psalm 147 Bible journaling mini series. There's just going to be 3 Bibles. So last time I did my ESV single column journaling Bible. Today I'm going to do the illustrating Bible. And then next time I'm going to do my compact Bible. So what I chose today, I felt like it would work better to have a wider margin area to work in. So Psalm 47 had several neat things, and there were so many different elements I couldn't just do it in my regular Bible. So I thought this would be a perfect one to split up and do a little series on. So I wanted today to focus on, to back up a second. Last time I did verse 4. He determines the number of the stars. He calls them each by name. I thought that was super cool. And today I want to do verse 8. He covers the sky with clouds. He supplies the earth with rain and makes grass grow on the hills. So I love rain. I love anything to do with rain. I love a rainy day. And when the Bible talks about God making rain or sending rain, or even a verse that just mentions it as part of what goes on in creation, I just love it because I love the rain. So I'm going to focus on that, and this is very atypical of me, but I just did this little sketch. I did hills, and I thought of how I want to do the sky to look kind of cloudy, and maybe how I was going to do my writing so that I had it planned through a little bit before I just started putting stuff down. Typically I just kind of go with the flow, and whatever I feel like doing, I do that in the margin. But today I wanted to plan it out a little bit because I kind of had a look in my head of what I wanted to convey on the side margin. So from here we'll just go ahead and go to time lapse so that I don't have to keep you so long with the video. There won't be that much explanation. I'm going to be working with my Neo colors and my little Tropicals paint set. Just a very limited number of colors there, but they're fun. And I also have a selection of colored pencils. I have 2 different sets. Ooh, and a paintbrush. So I might play around with those as well. I'm going to use, basically, as you can see, water-based elements for this, and at the end I'll probably go back with my typical black fine tip Sharpie to highlight things and add writing. I may use a Posca paint pen or my Unisigno white gel pen for highlights, but the bulk of the color will be in these 3 elements, the Neo colors, pencils, and watercolor. Okay, enough of my talking, and let's get this show on the road. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back with the final product. I went over my sky and made it a little bit darker with some more black watercolor. And then I felt like the Posca paint pen was making, well, it was working okay, but it wasn't intense enough to stand up against this darker background. Kind of blended a little bit too much, so I took the Uniball Signo white gel pen and went over my letters to make them pop a little bit more. Sometimes I have outlined white lettering with a black fine tip Sharpie, but with this much writing, that gets to be a lot of work, and then it can really start to look just too heavy, too bogged down. And I have not always liked that. I don't do it neat enough for it to look good. So I'm just going to leave it with the white. I like how it turned out. I did try to indicate that I was doing grass in the front because the end of the verse says, and he makes grass grow on the hills. And so in the foreground, where it's if you're standing here, in my thinking anyway, you can see the grass growing, and of course not in the distance. And this is, you know, maybe a little, I'm not sure about the green on the furthest hill, but it's kind of in the background, so it's a darker color, and the ominous looking ready to storm sky is making that more shadowy. I kind of am playing with the idea of adding an element of clouds versus just a sky ready to rain, but I'm not sure how to do that. So unless I took maybe a cotton ball and some white acrylic paint or something and kind of went back and forth, I don't know. I might just leave well enough alone. I think this is good. I'm basically pretty happy with how the sky turned out, actually. So for not knowing what I'm doing, it's not too bad. He covers the sky with clouds. He supplies the earth with rain and makes grass grow on the hills. So that's the second element I'm featuring from Psalm 147. The next time I come back with part 3, it will be in my compact Bible, and I'm going to pick another verse from the same psalm. Not sure yet which one exactly. I just stamped up my Illustrated Faith date stamp, and I want to just put a little date here, either here or here. Really doesn't matter, but I think I'm going to do it on the edge over here. And I selected the word worship. That's one of the options. It goes next to the date because thoughts like this help me to feel worshipful towards the mightiness of God and His creation. Obviously, it didn't quite take. I got them all stamped pretty thoroughly, I think, but I didn't put a flat piece under there. And so the top of some of the letters is not quite showing. So let me retry that, and maybe I'll just kind of double stamp it over there. I think it might have to do with the way I have the ink or the different colors layered. Let's try it underneath it and press, and gently go back and forth. And that's better. That works. I don't mind that it's double. I kind of like that effect sometimes anyway. So there you go. Part 2 of my Psalm 147 featured verses. We'll see you again soon with part 3. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.